Hi, my name is Julius Haryadi. I'm internal medicine physician working here in the US. And if you have watched my previous videos, I actually create videos 3 ways how to use ChatGPT to study for USMLE. Now this video is different. You can say this is gonna be the 4th way to use ChatGPT, but the goal is to improve your USMLE score as fast as possible. So let's discuss. Now, if I ask you how to improve your USMLE score fast, some of you probably already know the answers. The only way to improve it fast is to target your weakness. Make sense? But we have a problem here. How are you going to improve your weakness? Is it going to be watching videos, read books, watch some YouTube videos clarifying those concepts? No, the best way is to do questions. It has been proven it's an evidence-based way to study. You learn much faster, you retain more. And the reason is because it's a problem solving. When you solve a problem, your study is very targeted, and you activate a lot of these neurons, brains, whatever you want to call it, and then make the learning very efficient. Now, we encounter another problem. The issue is, let's say you're weak at a topic of shoulder pain, right? The shoulder pain can be a glenohumeral arthritis, adhesive capsulitis, or they call it frozen shoulder in layman term, a rotator cuff injury, tendinitis, or whatever that might be, and you're weak at that. The problem is, if you go to a UWorld, AMBOSS, or any other question bank, you can only choose a subject base, right? Like a musculoskeletal, but you cannot really target that specific type of topic or concept that you're weak at. So this is where the ChatGPT comes into play. You just hop onto ChatGPT 4 and put a prompt, write USMLE Step 2 CK questions regarding diagnosis of shoulder pain. This is going to be the options, and you just make the options glenohumeral arthritis, rotator cuff, yada. And then it will create the questions for you. Now we encounter another problem actually. So the problem is, the ChatGPT usually only going to make an easy version of questions. It's going to be a straightforward, it's going to be a typical presentation, and it's not going to be in the level where the USMLE exam will actually test you. So in order to solve this problem, what you need to do is put prompt on top of that prompt to make the questions more challenging. Now you just have to be creative for this, but I'll give you a couple prompts that will make the questions more challenging. For example, have the patient describe the symptoms using his or her own words. One way. Create the question that forced me to eliminate the other answers in order for me to get it correct. Another way to do it. Provide me with an atypical presentations of the case, or put a little bit more distractions for this question. You see, there are many more prompts that you can think of to make the questions challenging. So you just have to put the prompt and then recreate that question so the questions become challenging and more the level of the USMLE test you. Now, we have another problem. The problem is, it's not testing you anymore because you create the questions, right? So you already know the answers. So this is kind of like the downside of this technique, but it's probably the only downside. You need a study partner. Yes, you need another person to do this for you. Now, by having somebody else do it for you, now you have this challenging, targeted type questions that you're gonna work with and then work on it and improve your score fast. So now we're moving on the final ultimate tactic. Based on this, what you're gonna do exactly to improve your score. But before we move on to that, actually, do you know what? There is a way to improve your USMLE score fast, which is use my USMLE test taking strategies. You can get it at www.juliusharyadi.com/USMLE test taking strategies. I will provide the link description below. It's packed with general approach to questions, elimination strategies, 50-50 strategies, time management strategies. I created this after thousands of hours tutoring USMLE. It's free. Woo! It's just my gift for you. And even if you apply 1 or 2 techniques inside that test taking strategy series, I firmly believe that you will improve your score. Let's get back to the video. What is the exact step you're going to do using this technique? So when you do USMLE World Question Bank or AMBOSS, they're gonna be the question ID, right? So you're gonna collect those question ID from USMLE World especially those, of course, those the ones that are incorrect or marked, or the ones that basically you're not sure of with the answer, that you feel like you need more training with. Now you're gonna give those question ID to your study partner, so your study partner can create the questions for you. So what happened is you will have a customized question bank that is very, very targeted to your weakness. Can you imagine that? Now, I hope you do the same for your study partner. So have him or her send the question ID and you create it for him. So it's like doing a favor. It's a mutual, like you give them question bank for him or her, they give it to you. So it should make sense for you, I hope. Then you exchange that and then you do the question. And the great thing about this is you don't have to worry about the explanations and answers, because the ChatGPT 4 also will create the explanation and answer for you that you can learn. Now, the last problem that you might have in your mind is that isn't ChatGPT can provide inaccurate answers? Well, that's kind of true, but I will reassure you this way. The problem usually lies when you test ChatGPT with questions. If they recreate the questions on their own, most likely they're gonna get it right. It's that smart. And of course, I highly recommend you use ChatGPT 4. Now, if you're still not sure, another thing that you can do is to put that same questions and ask ChatGPT 3.5 and make sure the questions align. If the answers are the same, then most likely they're gonna get it right. Another way is just you can be skeptical. That's also actually a very good learning experience for you, because you become critical and pay attention to the details. You don't only take the information just like that, and you try to analyze and see if the answer is correct. And you can also discuss it with your study partner, make sure that the answer is correct. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it and found it valuable. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this technique? Do you feel like you're going to use this technique to study for USMLE? Now, I will see you again in the next video for more USMLE and residency matching tips. Bye bye.